You've heard the name, right? The Oxford Executive MBA. It's one of the most prestigious programs on the planet. But what really makes it tick? Beyond the historic name, what's the actual formula they're using to shape global leaders? Well, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to unpack its unique structure, its core philosophy, and the incredible transformational journey it promises.
This quote, straight from the school, it really gets to the heart of it. For me, two words just leap off the page: transformational and challenge. So what does that actually mean in practice? Look, this isn't just about adding a few new tools to your professional toolkit. Not at all. The goal here is much bigger. It's to fundamentally rewire how you see the world and how you solve the most difficult, most complex problems in business today.
So you hear transformation, and you gotta ask, okay, that's a big promise. How do they actually pull it off? Well, it all starts with a foundation built on three really powerful, interconnected themes. And these aren't just buzzwords. They run through every single part of the program.
Now, what's so fascinating here is that these aren't separate subjects that you just check off a list. Nope, they're all woven together. So you're learning to think like a scrappy entrepreneur, to spot new opportunities. But at the same time, you're learning to act like a strategic leader who can drive change in a massive company. And you're doing all that while navigating this chaotic, complex, global landscape. It's that constant interplay between these three that really forms the core of the Oxford approach. Okay, let's get real for a second. The biggest question for any senior professional is always going to be, how on earth could I possibly fit this into my life? And that's where the program structure is absolutely critical. It's been designed from the ground up for people who just can't hit the pause button on their careers. The key thing to understand here is the rhythm. You're not disappearing from your job for 2 years. Instead, it's a series of intense one-week sprints. This modular format is the whole key. It's what allows senior leaders to dive deep into the curriculum without having to step away from their day-to-day responsibilities. And this cycle is just brilliant. You immerse yourself in a new topic for one intense week, surrounded by brilliant peers from all over the world. Then, you immediately go back to your job where you can test, validate, and apply those new insights in real time. It creates this amazing, continuous loop of learning and immediate application, which is just incredibly powerful. All right, let's get into the curriculum itself and see how this all builds out. The program is basically split into two distinct parts. Part 1 is all about creating that comprehensive foundation, making sure everyone, no matter what their background is, has a solid mastery of the core tenets of modern business.
So Part 1 is all about building that solid foundation. You see the essential pillars here, everything from analytics to ethics. But then notice the shift in Part 2. The focus narrows down to just two core courses, Global Complexity and the Oxford Leader. This shows a really deliberate pivot from mastering the what of business to mastering the how of leadership at the very highest level.
And this is not just about textbook learning, not by a long shot. Running through all of Part 1 is this big entrepreneurship project. You can think of it as a practical lab, really. It's where you're forced to take everything you're learning in finance, marketing, and strategy and actually apply it to a real-world venture. It is all about learning by doing.
Okay, so once that foundation is built, we move into Part 2, and this is where the program shifts from being a shared experience to a deeply personal one. This is where you get to tailor the journey to your specific interests and your career goals.
This chart really visualizes the whole philosophy, doesn't it? While the core courses create that shared foundation for everyone, that really significant slice for electives, that's where you truly make this MBA your own. It's a calculated balance between a rigorous, common curriculum and a highly individualized path. You get to choose 4 electives to really sharpen your focus. And these aren't just static courses that have been around for decades. They're constantly updated to reflect what's happening in the world right now. So for instance, you could decide to build your own unique path by diving into the most disruptive technology of our time with a course like AI for executives. Or maybe your big challenge is navigating intense change, so you'd choose something like corporate turnaround. You could decide to take a more global and social perspective with a course like Inclusive Innovation in Africa. Or maybe you just want to double down on a core skill and get deep into the mechanics of venture funding. And this is just a quick snapshot, but you can see how you can build a curriculum that's just uniquely suited to your own career path. Now, remember that core theme of global complexity? Well, Part 2 is where that becomes tangible.
It includes 2 compulsory international modules. And let me be clear, this is not a business trip. This is about immersing yourself in totally different economic and cultural contexts, in places like South America or Asia, to understand complexity on the ground, not just from a textbook.
So, after all the modules, all the projects, all the travel, what's the end goal? What kind of leader does this entire process really aim to create? And here it is. This is the definition. Every single part of this statement links back directly to the program's structure. Analyze global complexity. That's those international modules. Think entrepreneurially. That's the integrative project and that core theme. Lead within complex organizations. Well, that's the whole purpose of the strategic leadership focus. This is the end goal. This is what it's all about.
So when you boil it all down, 4 things really stand out. First, it's designed as a genuine transformation, not just a degree. Second, its flexible format is built for real-world impact. Third, the curriculum is the smart blend of a strong, shared core and a path you get to tailor yourself. And finally, you become part of a deeply connected, truly global network.
Ultimately, the entire program is designed to equip you to answer this single, profound question. It provides the framework, the tools, and the perspective to analyze and to lead in a world that's defined by constant change and uncertainty. So the final question it leaves you with is, how will you use it?